Hello, good morning everyone, and welcome to today, Tuesday, March 22 from 2022, 9 a.m. sharp, New York time. Hope to find you all well and getting ready for another day. Another crazy action. Yesterday, Mr. Powell pushed the envelope a little bit higher on the possible rate hikes, 50 basis points, and the market faded a bit, but squeeze back into the eye. So let's see where we stand this morning, and starting as usual for the Nasdaq futures. Okay. One of the things that yesterday I said on the trading plan, and also gave you here my idea and the game plan for the day was pretty much: if you are long, you should be trimming your gains. You should raise your stops on the rest, and because it would be healthy some consolidation after a strong move from last week. Don't forget that we had a big reversal buy last week on Tuesday, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yesterday it was day 5, so it was expectable a fade, some profit taking, and some consolidation, and that's exactly what we had. So in a couple of minutes I'm already going to talk on what was the yesterday, what were the trades right after the market open. So I will give you the details and the reason behind of that. But start looking here on Nasdaq. What do we have? We have right now on the PreMarket an inside day. What's an inside day? Is when we are above previous day's lows and below previous day's highs. So right now some consolidation here between these two lines. This is the resistance, this is the support. Now what? Bull case needs above these morning highs, going above and staying above yesterday highs, and from there we can break above the bull flag that we are seeing right now and resume back higher. That's the bull case scenario. But as traders, we need to be mentally prepared for any possible scenario. So we can also fade. What we need for a fade? We need basically to break. We are seeing here that the range is getting tight. We need basically to break below here. Retest these morning lows, it will be the first support, and if we go and stay below these morning lows, we'll be looking for yesterday lows as the key support. Even though we can pull back even more, we have the 8 and 21 day moving average, so we have some room. So what I'm trying to say is that we are on a bull trend, okay, for now. But that does not mean that we cannot have pullbacks. Yes, we can have pullbacks on the way, and we need to adjust and be prepared for that. That's why yesterday, my first trade of the day was actually on AMD. AMD opened on a little bit on the red, and basically out of the gate we bought calls in the first second, in the first minutes of the day. We start buying some calls, ride the momentum up, and basically in I believe that the trade took 12 minutes. Basically in 12 minutes we doubled the money and get in, get out, got back into the cash, and that was a beautiful trade. Why? I took AMD calls before the market open, okay, on the morning briefing. One of the things that I told you, it was that NVDA, in my opinion, should stall, okay? NVDA should stall, and indeed, they gone down, gone up, go back down, and stay flat. So yeah, the move stalled, and right now we can talk in a couple of minutes about the NVIDIA, but expecting here a stall, basically some consolidation of last week gains. But AMD was lagging. So I told you that one of the names that I had on watch, it was AMD for a possible playing the catch-up trade. What it means a catch-up trade? Basically, if you look for NVIDIA, big moves that it had last week. So AMD stalled, it was quiet, made a nice move, but some consolidation here, waiting for a move out of the range. That's exactly what happened yesterday, and that's why I got AMD calls for a very nice cash flow. Now what? Bull case, the stock is at 116, needs to hold above 116, and bull case continuation needs above yesterday highs above 117.6 to try to go all the way into 120, 122. That's one of the possible scenarios, but once again, we need, as traders, need to be mentally prepared for anything. I'll be looking for support. Yesterday lows, it will be a big support, and I will keep the bull case pretty much intact here on AMD while we are above 112.6. Okay, that will be the game plan. But after getting those AMD calls early in the morning, okay, I basically flipped into shorts. Okay, in the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the day, I flip into shorts. I got short IWM and basically shorted when I saw that out of the gate they push above previous day size, push back below, reversal sell. I basically got puts here on IWM playing for a fade. Those gave 80% gains in a couple of minutes, and even after Mr. Powell starts saying that in the next couple of minutes they could hike more than 25 basis points, going all the way into 50 basis points. Market roll over a little bit, so those puts got even further in the money. So congratulations to for those that ride the momentum. But also shorted the cubes, okay, exactly on the same candle, the cubes, and shorted SPY, okay, exactly on the same candles. I believe the difference between the two trades was just between 1-2 minutes or something like that. Why? Why did I short? Because one of the things that I said before the market open, if you are long, after a 4-day move, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yesterday it was day 5. Okay, you don't expect the things to go into the moon. Okay, the market should stall, should fade a bit. Some sellers here taking profits from after a 4 or 5 days move from yesterday, from last week lows, and it's what it's expectable. Okay, it's some profit taking, and that's exactly when I saw that. Everything started with IWM. Okay, IWM was the trigger. When I saw that it basically topped at 208, push back, and on this second candle here, I basically shorted, and that's why I flip into the cubes and the SPY. That was the trigger. Okay, for a very nice cash flow. After that, I got some. Into the end of the day, I got some IWM calls, some SPY calls, and but I closed, okay, because it was getting tricky. It was yesterday weekly options expiration, so I decided not to risk, but happy to see that it gave the bounce that I was expecting. So now the big question is, now what? Now what the hell is going to happen? We are okay, and I believe that the bull case scenario needs some consolidation. Looking for IWM, we have a range here, 208 yesterday highs, and the 204 yesterday lows will be the main levels. We should be printing some sideways. Digest, consolidate a little bit last week gains, some digesting, and waiting for the next move, in my opinion. Bulls needs above yesterday highs, $208, 208 for a possible move, 209 to 10. Bears needs below 204 to try to go into 202, $200. But one thing is for sure, at least for now, I will keep the bull case pretty much intact. Even if we pull back some more, I will keep the bull case while we are above $200. That is my line in the sand. I will only be bearish if we break below $200. Otherwise, this is a bull trend for now, and looking for some consolidation on the SPY. Also, exactly the same thing. Printed a doji. I believe we should have some consolidation. The resistance 446.46. So bulls needs above yesterday highs to resume up, but expecting here some consolidation. If we break below yesterday lows for $140, we can fade some more. We have 435, 434 as possible support levels. but still bullish while we are above 434. When I'll become bearish if we break and stay below 434, then we can retest here the breakout point between 425 and 428, but we need to see it, okay? For now, the game plan is waiting for possible inside action to consolidate last week gains. The cubes, it will be a focus, especially after Mr. Powell saying yesterday they can raise 50 basis points in the next couple of minutes. So tech usually very sensitive to the interest rates. So I'll be looking right now. Nasdaq is fading from the eyes. I'll be looking if Nasdaq goes from green to red. Looking here for some possible fading. We have yesterday lows at 345 as the key support. Breaks below, I'll be looking for $340. I will keep the bull case intact on the cubes while we are above $340, okay? So even if we fade some more, I will only be bearish below 340, same thing as SPY, looking for a retest on the breakout zone, and from there we will reevaluate. Bull case needs above yesterday highs, 352.5. Not quite sure if the market has enough strength to push above and stay above yesterday highs. But if somehow it's able to do it, we have 357, from 357 to 360, the next supply zone. And in my opinion, there the market should stall if extends up. Other name that I got yesterday, it was Baba. Okay, and what a trade. Honestly, what a trade. I got calls on Baba. I believe it was sometime around here, okay, and yes, it was after 2 p.m. I believe. I got some calls on Baba, but as you know, I'm mostly a day trader, and I didn't hold the position. I got in, got my cash flow, and got back out, closed into the end of the day. But nice to see that those calls. I got calls 110, okay, calls 110. It's very nice to see that the stock right now above 113 all the way up here. Big gap from yesterday, okay? $10 gap from yesterday. Congratulations to all the traders that swing long those calls and for huge gains. So very nice, congratulations. Now what? Now it's exactly the same thing that I do, okay? You try to buy the low, buy the pullback, and that's why yesterday I got the calls on Baba. You buy the pullback and sell on the move higher. So on this gap up that you are seeing on Baba, what is my suggestion? You trim 25, 30, 40% of the position that you held overnight. You trim those gains and wait. Wait for what? My level, 113. I want to see if 113 is going to hold. If it holds, yeah, it has room to go all the way into 115, 120. And on the way up, you keep trimming those gains. You sell more 10%, more 15% of the position. And on the way up, you keep trimming some of those gains and raising the stop on the rest. Don't forget that we coming from here, okay, 102, 103. Right now, $10 up. So yeah, trim some of those gains. But if the stock breaks below 113, I'll be looking here for some possible fading, and then things can get nasty because below 113 we have 111, but below 111 it can go and fill the gap from this morning 105.6. So yeah, it can get ugly, but once again that's why 113 it's one of the levels that I'll be looking. But very, very nice, congratulations for those that swing long those calls with from our yesterday entries. Other names that I have on the watch, I'll be looking Apple. Okay, honestly, not quite sure if Apple will continue to have much more strength. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days on a row with the damn stock going up. We played, if you remember, we played Apple calls last week on Tuesday when the price was here at 151. Okay, we played calls 155. Yeah, it's $10 in the $10 in the money. Okay, so what you do, same thing. You keep trimming your gains, raise your stops. If you swing long, that's what you do. Okay, but Now what? I'll be looking if somehow it's able to go and stay above yesterday highs, if extends the next biggest level 169, 170, and there I believe above 170 you should be selling most of your position because it should fade. Yesterday lows will be my key support. Yesterday they double bottom here around 163. 163 is my line in the sand. If it breaks below 163, we have 161, 162. But for now, Apple, in my opinion, staying the bull case while above 161. It's my line in the sand. I will only be a little more bearish on the stock if it breaks below 161 as your reference point. Boeing, it was a name that we had on watch yesterday. They tried to fill the gap at 180, didn't fill the gap. It hit 180.61, needed a little bit lower than that. Didn't completely fill the gap, but they bought the dip. Now it's at 185. I want to see if 185 holds. If it goes above 187, okay, it can try to fill the gap all the way into 190. Okay, I want to see if they are able to do it. But price right at the 8-day moving average. So if it fails below 185, okay, if fails below 185, then looking for a rollover and going to fill the gap at 180. So Boeing, it will be also a focus today to see if it gets some momentum or not. Facebook yesterday printed what I expect from the market: inside action, consolidation on the gains. 1, 2, 3, 4, day 5, inside action. So basically keeping price between the highs and the lows from Friday. So now what? After a consolidation, I'll be looking for the stock to get out of the range. So bulls needs above 215, okay, to try to break above Friday highs and going all the way into 220. Bears needs below yesterday lows, 207, to try to take it all the way into 204. That's the first level, and things can get nasty if it breaks below 204. So Facebook, it will be a focus today and tomorrow to see if it gets out of the range. JP Morgan also seeing some bullish sentiment right now before the market open, gapping up a little bit all the way into 141. I want to see if 141 is going to hold. If it holds, yeah, it has room to go all the way into 142, 145. It can extend, but if it breaks below 141, can fill the gap back into 140 and keeping the bull case while above 139. Okay, at 139, it's my line in the sand here on JP Morgan. Microsoft, it will be also a focus. Why? Because yesterday also printed an inside action, very similar to Facebook. Inside action after 1, 2, 3, 4, day 5 stall, keeping here price between the high and the low from Friday. Now waiting for a move out of the range. So yesterday they put a low around 295. That's my line in the sand. Bulls needs above 301. So I want to see if breaks above 301, we can go into 303, 305. Those are the levels, but we need to see it. Otherwise, can keep here the range on a bull flag. When I'll be looking for a short on Microsoft, if it goes below 295. If it goes below 295, we have the next support around 292. But keeping the bull case while we are above 292. Only bearish if it breaks below 292, looking for a rollover back below 290 for a retest on the breakout zone. But once again, we need that price to see that price action live. Otherwise, we wait. Nike, it's gapping up. I had the stock to the watch list because it's gapping up after last night earnings all the way into 136 this morning. Okay, around here. I want to see if it's able to hold 136. If it holds 136, it can extend some more, but if you are long, in my opinion, it should be trimming gains. It can go into 140, but in my opinion, it should be trimming gains. Below 136, watch out because it can fill the gap all the way into 132. So Nike, it will be also a focus, mainly to see Nike and Boeing and Baba. It will be two names that I'll be watching to see if they hold the gaps, if the market holds the gap. If they sell the gap, then we can have some green to red moves on some of those tech names, okay? So I'll be looking to see if they hold and squeeze up, then it means that we have bid on the market and we can have some moves higher on some of the names that I highlighted. NVDA, expecting here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, expecting to keep here on a range. So looking for a possible inside action, 270, between 270 to $270, $260, $10 range here, waiting here for a possible inside action. So no plan here besides that. Tesla yesterday, in my opinion, printed a short-term top. Yesterday, a big move, faded at the 942, so that will be the level. Fill the gap at 907 and bounce. Right now at 928, okay? Needs above 930 to try to take out yesterday highs, but looking here also for some possible inside action. When I'll be bearish on Tesla, if it breaks below yesterday lows, 907, okay? They tried several times to break, they bought the dip. Below 907, yeah, it can get here a fade. Supports 863 and 856 as next support levels. Volatility, of course, it will be a focus. Yesterday I tried some calls on VXX. Why? Because we shorted last Tuesday. I already talked about that. We shorted volatility on last Tuesday, 1 week ago. At 10 a.m. I said that volatility would probably top on that day. At 10:10 a.m. on last Tuesday, I shorted VXX. The price was above 41 on VXX, and I shorted VXX using puts 30 strike. And in a couple of minutes, I doubled the money, got back into the cash, and stayed in cash. But keep saying that volatility should fade. So same thing as the upside. Also for the downside, don't expect that same thing as the market will not go up in straight line. It will also not go down in straight line. So yesterday I was looking for a bounce, the bounce happening right now. So yesterday it hit from the $41 short all the way into 23.89 yesterday lows, right now into 25. I'm expecting here some range between 24, 28, some range here, and something to keep on watch. If volatility stays on the green, we can have here some selling pressure, okay? If volatility fades below yesterday lows, then it means that we can continue the bull case scenario, looking for a squeeze higher on the market. So with this said, it's 922. Looking for Nasdaq is still holding on the green. For now, I want to see if it's able to hold above here. If it breaks below, watch out morning lows and yesterday lows and a possible fade into the 8 and 21 day moving average. Bulls needs to start making a move above here, okay, for the bull case scenario. But inside action, in my opinion, it would be very healthy to consolidate the gains, but can also be very frustrating. Why? Because if you are playing options, those options will lose value with the time decay and with lack of price movement. So be very careful. That's why I don't hold the bag for too long. I get in, got my cash flow, got back into the cash, because expecting here inside action. Basically, yesterday with AMD calls, I made money for the day, and with the SPY, cubes, and IWM short, I get the money for the week. And one of the things that I said to everyone on the room was pretty much protect cash. I got back into the cash, protect cash. It's the rule right now. Protect cash, wait for the next trigger. And that's exactly what I suggest you to do. Protect your cash, wait for the next setup and for some consolidation and to get out of this range and this inside action, okay? With this said, if you are watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. We are streaming live from Discord. If you like this video, please give it a like. Also subscribe to the channel. It's free. I'm doing this from Monday to Friday at 9 a.m. 20-minute session to try to help traders community, giving the levels, giving what I'm looking into the market, trying to help everyone. So please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and don't miss the next video tomorrow 9 a.m. If you are on Discord, stay tuned, give it a couple of seconds. We will continue streaming live the rest of the morning, and I will share the trades that I'm doing and give you all the details. Okay, thank you all for watching. Stay safe. Good luck, guys.